ज्ञानस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च। श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। So our topic for today is understanding Hanuman Chalisa. Hanuman Chalisa. Chalisa means 40. So there are 40 verses glorifying Lord Hanuman. हनुमान जी को ग्लोरीफाई करने के लिए तुलसीदास जी ने हनुमान चालीसा की रचना की। तो there are 40 chopais. Those verses are called as chopais, and there is one doha and 40 chopais. So doha comes at the end, the beginning. So sorry, in the beginning there is doha, and then there are 40 chopais. Okay, and this is written by Tulsidas ji in the Awadhi language in the 16th century. Tulsidas ji also composed Ramcharitmanas and Hanuman Chalisa. So here is the Hanuman Chalisa. I starts with the doha. So we'll recite together. Everybody can sing. सब मेरे साथ कर सकते हैं? हाँ, चलिए। आप लोग सब इधर आ जाइए, तो आपको आँख से दिखेगा, ऐसा ऐसा छोटी आँख करके आगे आ जाइए। आपके पास क्या है? अच्छा ठीक है, आप यहाँ पे आ जाइए, नहीं तो यहाँ आगे आ जाएंगे तो दिखेगा आपको। आप भी प्रभु, आप भी आ सकते हैं। अगर किसी को बैठने में तकलीफ है तो चेयर के ऊपर बैठ सकते हैं। लेट्स डू इट। श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारि। वर्णौ रघुबर विमल जसु जो दायक फल चारि। बुद्धिहीन तनु जानकी सुमिरो पवन कुमार। बल बुद्धि विद्या देव मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीश तिहु लोक उजागर। रामदूत तुलित बल धाम अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नाम। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संग। कंचन बरण विराज सुवेश कानन कुंडल कुंचित केश। हाथ वज्र और गदा विराज कांधे मुंज जनेऊ सांग। शंकर सुवन केशरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगबल। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिंह दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरा। भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवार। गाय सजीवन लखन जियाय श्री रघुबीर हर्षि उर लाय। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत सम। सहस बदन तुमरो यश गावे कंठ लगा। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीषा नारद सारथ सहित अहीश। यम कुबेर दिखपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीना राम मिलाय राजपत दीन। तुमरो मंत्र विभीषण मान लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जान। युग सहस्त्र योजन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जान। प्रभु मुद्रिका मेरि मुखमा जल दिलांद गए अचरजना, दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे ते। धाम दुआरे तुम रखवार, होक न आज्ञा बिनु पैसा, सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी सरना, तुम रक्षा काहू को डरना। आपन तेज समारोहा, तीनों लोक हाकते का, भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुना। तासे रोग हरे सब पीर, जपत निरंतर हनुमंत भी। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ा, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जोला। सब पर राम तपस्वी राज, तिनके काल सकल तुम साध। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों जुग प्रताप तुम्हारा, है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजिया। साधु संत के तुम रखवार, असुर निकंदन राम दुलार। अष्ट सिद्धि नाम निधि के दाता, असबर दीन जानकी मां। रसायन तुमरे पास, सदा रहो रघुपति के दास। तुमरे भजन राम को भाव, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरा। अंत काल रघुबरपुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहा। और देवता चितना धर, हनुमंत से ही सर्व सुख कर। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमंत बलबीर। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई। जो शत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूट ही बंदी महासुख। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, कीजे नाथ हृदय मह डेरा। पवन तयन संकट हरण, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसो सुरभूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की, पवन सुत हनुमान की। उमापति महादेव की, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। So thank you everyone for joining us today, and we are going to learn about Hanuman Chalisa. So first verse, Hanuman Chalisa, Tulsidas ji writes, Shri Guru Charan Saroj Raj, Nij Mana Mukur Sudari, Barnav Raghubar Bimala Jasu, Jo Dayak Fali Chari. Which means that I am paying respects to my Guru. Tulsidas ji saying that from the dust of the lotus feet of my Guru, I put the dust on my head and I'm trying to purify my mind. When we take the blessing of the Guru, then all our impurities are removed. Most of the impurities are in the mind. What are the impurities in the mind? So lust, anger, greed, enviness, madness, illusion, kama, krodh, mad, moha, matsarya or ahankar. So with the blessing of Guru, all these dirts are removed from our mind. Our mind becomes clean. Our mind is just like a mirror. When the mirror has dirt, you cannot see yourself in the mirror. Is that right? But when you clean the mirror, then you can see everything clearly. So when your mind becomes clean of the dirt, then you can meet God. You can see God. इसलिए यहाँ पे कहते हैं कि मैं मेरे मन का जो आईना है, मुकुर, उसको मैं शुद्ध करता हूँ। कैसे? तो मेरे गुरु के आशीर्वाद लेकर। और जब ये आशीर्वाद मिल जाएंगे तो हमें चार प्रकार के फल की प्राप्ति हो जाएगी। कौन से? धर्म, अर्थ, काम और मोक्ष। लेकिन भगवान के जो भक्त हैं, मोक्ष के आगे भी भगवान की भक्ति की इच्छा करते हैं। तो यहाँ पे तुलसीदास जी कहते हैं कि मैं रघुबर का बिमल जसु। रघुबर यानी ऐसे तो हनुमान जी का वर्णन चल रहा है, लेकिन यहाँ पे लिखा है रघुबर। हनुमान जी को रघुबर इसलिए कहा है क्योंकि हनुमान जी को सीता माता अपने बेटे की तरह मानती थी, इसलिए उनको रघुबर कहा गया है। ऐसे तो रघुकुल में जन्म है, उनको रघुबर कहते हैं, लेकिन हनुमान जी ये माता सीता के पुत्र के समान थे, इसलिए उनको रघुबर कहा गया है। तो यहाँ पे तुलसीदास जी कहते हैं कि मैं मेरे गुरु के चरण की रज लेकर, with the dust of the Guru's lotus feet, I first clean the mirror of my heart, and then I'm going to chant the glories of Lord Hanuman. So then he says, Jai Hanuman Jnana Guna Sagar, Jai Kapishatihu Loka Ujagar. So Hanuman ji is the ocean. Sagar means ocean. He has very wonderful good qualities. Hanuman ji has lots of good qualities. Guna, Jnana and Guna. Jnana means knowledge. Hanuman ji has a lot of knowledge because he was trained by लॉर्ड सूर्य देवता के पास से उन्होंने विद्या प्राप्त की थी। और उसके साथ ही गुण भी है, गुण यानी कि गुड क्वालिटीज। सम पीपल हैव नॉलेज, बट विद द नॉलेज कम्स अरोगेंस, यू बिकम वेरी प्राउड ऑफ योरसेल्फ। बट हनुमान जी इज वेरी हम्बल, इवन दो ही इज नॉलेजेबल, he is very humble in himself. So that is why he is called as Gnana Guna Sagar. So more we become knowledgeable, more we become go to the higher platform in the material life, we should become more humble. जितना आगे जाएंगे उतना और नम्र होना है। तो ये हनुमान जी से हम सीख सकते हैं। जय कपीश तिहु लोक उजागर। हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण। सो हनुमान जी को यहाँ पे क्या कहा गया है? कपीश। कपीश यानी एक प्रकार की जाति है, उसके ईश यानी उनके राजा। तो ऐसे तो कपीशों के जो राजा थे वो कौन थे? हरे कृष्ण। Who was the king of all the Kapis? It was Sugriv and Bali. First Bali and then Sugriv. But then here Hanumanji is called as Kapisha because you become king by qualities, not by position. You can't command the respect. You can't demand the respect. You command the respect. Hanumanji commanded the respect. He didn't demand the respect. That is why Hanumanji is called Kapisha. तिहु लोक उजागर। तिहु लोक यानी सभी लोकों में हनुमान जी की ख्याति। He is known all over the world. Hanumanji is respected every part of the world. As I was saying, you will see Hanumanji's temple all over the world, in the African countries, in the America, everywhere Hanumanji is. So Hanumanji is found everywhere. So Hanumanji is respected. He says, Hanumanji, Jai Hanuman Jnana Guna Sagar, Jai Kaplisha Tihu Lok Ujagar. So victory to Hanuman, who is the ocean of wisdom and virtue. So more you become, what are the virtues? Virtues mean being a compassionate, being kind, being respectable, being humble. These are all virtues. Hanumanji is also very compassionate. He is very kind. He is very loving. Hanumanji never envies anyone. Hanumanji कभी किसी की ईर्ष्या नहीं किया। हनुमानजी कभी गुस्सा भी नहीं करते। He never became angry. Only one time Hanumanji became angry when Ravana was saying wrong things about Lord Ramachandra. Then Hanumanji ने गुस्से में क्या किया? He burned the whole Lanka. Because if you say anything to Hanumanji will not mind. But if you say anything wrong about Lord Ramachandra, then Hanumanji will not be able to tolerate. So Hanumanji is the ocean of Gnan and Gun. जितने हमारे पास ज्ञान आए उसके साथ गुण भी आने चाहिए, है ना। विदाउट गुण ज्ञान का कोई मतलब नहीं है। आपके पास गुण भी अच्छे होने चाहिए। सो दैट इज हनुमान जी इज कॉल्ड एज ज्ञान गुण सागर। फिर कहते हैं रामदूत अतुलित बलधामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। सो हनुमान जी ही ऑलवेज नोन एज रामदूत, सर्वेंट ऑफ लॉर्ड राम। वी ऑल आर सर्वेंट ऑफ गॉड एक्चुअली। इज दैट राइट? हम सब भगवान के सेवक है ना। तो हनुमान जी को कभी किसी ने पूछा कि व्हाट इज योर नेम, तो यू विल से माय नेम इज दिस। हनुमान जी नेवर सेड हिज नेम, ही सेड आई एम रामदूत। व्हेन रावण आल्सो आस्क्ड हनुमान हु आर यू मंकी, ही सेड आई एम रामदूत। ही नेवर सेड आई एम हनुमान। So here Hanuman ji is also known as Atulita Baladhama. Atulit means lot of strength Hanuman ji has. How did Hanuman ji get all the strength? Hanuman ji got blessed by all the Devi Devatas. When Hanuman ji was young, very small, he had lot of strength right from the birth. And then one day he was looking at the sun and he wanted to fly to the sun to eat. Everybody knows the katha. Hanuman ji went there, and then Indra Devta threw his vajra, and then his jaw got broken. Jaw हिंदी में, संस्कृत में क्या कहते हैं? jaw को हनु कहते हैं। तो jaw was broken, इसलिए मान यानी ब्रेक हो जाना। तो हनुमान जी का jaw वो वज्र से टूट गया, इसलिए उनका नाम पड़ा हनुमान। फिर हनुमान जी was unconscious for some time। तो जब unconscious हो गए तो वायु देवता जो उनके पिताजी हैं वो बड़े नाराज हो गए। उन्होंने सब हवा बंद कर दिया, ऑक्सीजन सबका बंद कर दिया सप्लाई। So everybody prayed to Vayu Devta, please forgive us. So then all the Devi Devta blessed with lot of strength to Hanuman. With that all the strength, Brahma ji, Lord Indra, Chandra, Surya, Agni, everybody blessed. Agni Devta blessed Hanuman that fire cannot burn him. So when he burned the Lanka, nothing happened to Hanuman ji because he was blessed by अग्नि देवता, लाइक दैट. सो हनुमान जी इज अतुलित बलधामा. अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा. अंजनी इज द मदर ऑफ हनुमान जी. Her father's name Kesari, and then he is also, who says, Pavanasuta. He is also son of Pavanasuta. So Hanuman ji has Kesari as his father, Pavan also, and also in one of the doha it will chopa it will come. It will come Shankara Suvana Keshari Nandana. आगे आएगा. तो हनुमान जी, his father's name is also Shankara. Shankara is Shivaji, Mahadev. So Hanuman ji has three fathers: Shivji, Pavan Devta, and Kesari. How is that? So Shivji is the spiritual father. He's the main source. Then his birth father is Kesari. And Pavan Devta, he transmitted the blessing of Shivji to Kesari through the Pavan Devta. Pavan Devta was the one who carried the blessing of Shivji. So that is how Hanuman ji is. Like we all also have, like, I have my paternal, like birth father who gave me the birth. Then my guru is also my father, right? हमारे गुरु जो है हमारे पिता के समान रहते हैं. और हमारे परम पिता कौन है? भगवान कृष्ण. तो हमारे भी तीन पिताजी हैं. कौन है? परम पिता परमेश्वर कृष्ण, फिर दूसरे हैं हमारे गुरु, और तीसरे हैं जो हमें जन्म देते हैं. ऐसे हमारे भी तीन पिताजी. वैसे हनुमान जी के यहाँ पे पिताजी का नाम लिखा है. फिर कहते हैं, आगे कहते हैं कि महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी. तो महावीर भगवान के जो भक्त है उनमें बहुत शक्ति आ जाती है. जो भी भगवान की भक्ति करता है उसमें एक they get wonderful strength. It's called spiritual strength. So here Hanumanji is Mahavir. Mahavir means the strongest of all the strong, because he was serving Lord Ramachandra. So with the blessing of Lord Ramachandra, Hanumanji got all the strength. So Vikram Bajrangi. Hanumanji is Vajra. Bajrangi is another name of Hanumanji. Bajrang Bali कहते हैं ना. तो क्यों? Why Hanumanji is called Bajrang Bali? Because his body was just like a Vajra. Vajra means like a thunderbolt. Vajra is the weapon of Indra, actually. So when Indra came to bless Hanumanji, he said, no weapon can harm you. That was the blessing by Indra. So that is why his body became like a Vajra. So that's why he called Bajrangi. So Mahabir Vikram Bajrangi. Kumati Nivar Sumati Sangi. So Kumati means bad intelligence, bad buddhi. दुर्बुद्धि कहते हैं. और सुमति यानी गुड इंटेलिजेंस, गुड बुद्धि, सुबुद्धि. तो हनुमान जी के साथ जो भी रहते हैं उनको अच्छी बुद्धि मिलती है. जैसे सुग्रीव थे. सुग्रीव, when he saw Ram and Lakshman from the top of the mountain, he thought that they are sent by Bali to hurt him. So Sugriv sent Hanuman ji, go and check out and then find out who. Otherwise he wanted to attack Ram and Lakshman. But when हनुमान जी आए तो उन्होंने देखा, अरे ये तो मेरे प्रभु है. तो हनुमान जी ने सुग्रीव को राम और लक्ष्मण से मिलाया. तो उसकी जो बुद्धि थी खराब, भ्रष्ट हो गई थी, उसको सुमति कर दिया. तो कहते हैं कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी. जो हनुमान जी यानी क्या? तो हनुमान जी यानी ये भगवान के बहुत बड़े भक्त हैं. देखिए भगवान को सबसे ज्यादा प्रिय कौन है? भक्त प्रिय है ना. तो जो भी भगवान के भक्तों के साथ रहेगा उसको क्या मिलेगा? आपको क्या मिलेगा? भगवान मिलेंगे, है ना. भक्तों के साथ रहेंगे तो भगवान मिलेंगे, है ना. ऐसे बाहर तो कहीं भगवान मिलने वाले नहीं है. तो भगवान को प्राप्त करने का एक मार्ग क्या है? भक्तों का संग करना. तो यहाँ पे महावीर यहाँ पे लिखा है कि जो भी हनुमान जी के पद चिन्हों पे चलेगा तो उसको भगवान सुबुद्धि देंगे, अच्छी बुद्धि देंगे कि वो भगवान के पास जा सकते हैं. फिर कहते हैं कंचन वरण विराज सुबेशा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा. कंचन यानी हनुमान जी, his body is like a golden complexion, सुवर्ण, इसलिए उनको कहते हैं उनका बॉडी कैसा है? कंचन वर्ण. विराज सुबेशा. सुबेशा is very nicely dressed. So Hanumanji's body is of golden complexion and he very nicely dressed. फिर कहते हैं कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा. कुंचित केशा यानी his hairs are curly, कुंचित. Like Krishna's hairs are curly. कुंचित केशा एंड कानन कुंडल, कुंडल यानी जो ईयर रिंग्स कहते हैं ना, तो हनुमान जी ईयर्स आर डेकोरेटेड विथ कुंडल, कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा. So he is very dressed up very nicely, and his ears are also beautifully decorated. Nowadays we don't put kundala, boys don't put. You have kundala? पहले के जमाने में boys also used to put the earrings. If you see Lord Krishna, Lord Ramachandra, they have earrings. आप में से किसी को अभी nowadays only girls put the earrings, right? No boys put the earrings. There's only one boy here is putting earrings. But in the olden times, the boys also used to put earrings. It was a decoration. So it says कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा. फिर कहते हैं हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांदे मुंज जनेऊ साजे. तो हनुमान जी के हाथ में क्या रहता है? हमेशा गदा रहती है, मेज. लेकिन यहाँ पे क्या लिखा है? वज्र. आपने कभी हनुमान जी के हाथ में वज्र देखा है? नहीं देखा. ध्वजा देखी है? नहीं. यहाँ के क्या लिखा है? हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे. ये कैसे? So if you study carefully, Hanuman ji's hand has a marking, very special marking. जैसे हमारे में रेशाएं रहती है ना, वैसे हनुमान जी के हाथ और पैर में special type of markings Hanuman ji has. So what are those markings? So one of the marking on hand of Hanuman is the dhwaja. Dhwaja means the flag. And another is Vajra. Vajra is the thunderbolt. So like, if you see the feet of Srimati Radharani, her feet are also marked with very special features. So all the divine personalities, they have a special markings on their body. So here are the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. So then कहते हैं शंकर सुवन केशरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन. So here I was telling you Shankara Shuvana. He is the son of Shankara Shuvan and Kesari Nandan. Tej Pratap Mahajagabandana. So, whole world, Mahajagabandana, whole world. Hanumanji's glories are so powerful that he is known all over the world. All the world, everybody is respecting Hanumanji. Mahajagabandana. Everybody is respecting Hanumanji. Then here it says, Vidyavan Guniyati Chatur Ram Kaj Karibe ko Atur. So Hanumanji is Vidyavan. Vidyavan means he's knowledgeable. At the same time, he is with the good qualities. And he is Chatur. Chatur means he's very intelligent, smart, bright. He can find the solutions. Ram Kaj Karibe ko Atur, which means that he is, Atur means very anxious. For what? What is written here? I am not asking anything from there. Ram Kaj. Hare Krishna. Ram Kaj means Lord Ramaji's work. Whenever Ramji needs any service, Hanumanji is Atur. Atur means he's eager. He's very eager to do. No excuse. You not say, oh, not today, tomorrow. Not like that. If he needs Ramachandra Seva, he says, no problem, I will do it. No excuse at all. So it contains, it says here that Hanumanji is very, very eager. And when he is eager means, while doing his work for Lord Ramachandra, he will use his intelligence, he uses knowledge, and he's also using his strength also sometimes. So that is called Vidyavan Guniyati Chatur Ram Kaj Karibe ko Atur. And then there is a very nice story of Hanumanji. All these words can be explained by very nice pastime of Hanumanji. जब हनुमान जी जंप कर जा रहे थे, कहाँ जा रहे थे? लंका जा रहे थे. He was going from Bharat. He jumped over the ocean and he went to Lanka. Everybody knows this pastime? नहीं मालूम नहीं. अच्छा. So it was a duty given to Hanuman ji to find Mata Sita. Ravan abducted Mata Sita, and then Hanuman ji and his team were given the task. So they reached the southern shore of India. Yeah? If you go in India, in the southern near Kanyakumari, there's a place where Hanumanji jumped over the ocean. So at that time, Hanumanji was reminded by Jamban, "Oh Hanumanji, you have a lot of strength. You can jump over the whole ocean and go into the Lanka and find out where Mata Sita is." So as soon as he was reminded, Hanumanji said, "Okay, I will do it." And Hanumanji jumped over the ocean because he was blessed by the Pavan Devta, all the Devtas, everybody blessed Hanumanji that, okay, you will have a lot of strength. So Hanumanji jumped over the ocean, and then first there was a mountain. His name was Mainaka Mountain. So Mainaka Mountain appeared from the ocean and said, "Hanumanji, where are you flying?" So I'm going to Lanka. "Oh, it's a long distance. Do you want to take some rest, Hanumanji?" "Hare Krishna, come here, come, have a seat." Okay, we are talking pastime of Hanumanji. Have a seat, okay? Okay, baith jao, sit down. Okay, don't make noise, okay? Sit down nicely. So Hanumanji was flying over the ocean, and then the mountain came. What was the name of the mountain? Menak Mountain. Menak Mountain said, "Do you want to have some rest, Hanumanji? I am here to give you some rest." So Hanumanji, what did he say? What did Hanumanji say? Hanumanji said, "I am here to serve for Lord Ramachandra. I am not here to take rest. I will take the rest when my work is complete." So that was the strength of Hanumanji, the will of Hanumanji. He always wanted to finish the job and then take a break. Nowadays, what we do? We take 10 breaks before we finish the job. Hanumanji was not like that. So that is called as Rama Kaj Karibeko Atur. Atur means always eager. I will take the rest, but once I finish my work. So that is first. Then Hanumanji went further, and there was another demon. Her name was Sursa. Sursa was a lady in the form of a very big demon, and she was sent by Devi Devtas to test the intelligence of Hanumanji. So this Sursa, you can see her. She has a big mouth. So Sursa said, "Hanumanji, where are you going?" He said, "I'm going to Lanka." "Okay, only way you can cross over this ocean is you have to go through my mouth. If you come stay alive after going through my mouth, then you can go to the ocean." So Hanumanji said, "Oh," he didn't want to fight with, because to fight with that demon would take long time, because he wanted to finish his work as soon as possible. You don't have to always argue or fight with others. Sometimes you have to use your intelligence. So he says, "Vidyavan guni ati chatur." So he is now using his intelligence. So he said, "Okay, you want me to go through your mouth? Okay, open your mouth." So she opened her mouth like 4 feet. So Hanumanji has a strength. So he became 8 feet long. And then she opened her mouth 8 feet. Hanumanji became 16 feet height. Hanumanji has this siddhi. So he became the biggest of the biggest. So she opened like a big mouth. Hanumanji became bigger and bigger. Then she opened the mouth that touching the sky. Hanumanji became very small because he has a siddhi. So he became so small, he went in her mouth and then came out and said, "See, Sursa, I kept your promise. Your condition was anybody who crossed the ocean should go through your mouth. I went and came back. Now please give me some time. I want to go." So here Hanumanji didn't fight with Sursa. He just solved the problem with the intelligence. So in a life, if you really want to be successful, don't argue with everybody and anybody. Sometimes use your intelligence and find a escape route, right? You don't have to defeat everybody. Sometimes you have to find a shortcut, right? And then Hanumanji further went, and there was another demon. Her name was Simika. Simika had a power. She was a sister of Ravana, and she had this power that she could hold anybody flying in the sky by holding their shadow. She was actually protecting anybody entering by the aerial route into the Lanka. So she held the shadow of Hanumanji, and she was holding the shadow, and Hanumanji couldn't fly. So Hanumanji said, "Oh, there's somebody holding me." So then he looked at it. He said, "Simika." So he said, "Simika, release me, otherwise I will have to fight with you." Simika did not release Hanumanji. So then Hanumanji, with his strength, gave a blow to Simika, and Simika was finished. Actually, Simika was very envious of Hanumanji. Hanumanji was not going to harm anybody. He was just finding Sita Mata. But this Simika was so envious of Hanuman. So in the life, if you really want to progress, then enviness has to be destroyed. So like that, Hanumanji avoided all the obstacles. So first obstacle was postponing the things, laziness, taking break without finishing. He overcome. Then he overcome by using the intelligence, avoiding the pride or fight with the Sursa. And then with the Simika, he destroyed her. Jealousy has no space. Then Hanumanji's next verse says, who will chant? Can you please chant? Prabhu Charitra Suni Beko Rasya, which means that Hanumanji is always eager to hear about Rama, Lakshman, Sita pastimes. Prabhu Charitra Suni Beko Rasya, Rama, Lakshman, Sita Man Basya. You see this picture? You see this picture? What is seen in the picture? Hanumanji is opening the chest, and what do you see in the chest? Ram, Lakshman and Sita ji. You can see that. Have you seen? Everybody has seen this picture before? Do you know the story of this picture? What is the pastime of this picture? Yeah? You know it? Tell everybody.
Okay. So in Sabha, there was a Sabha. He was given a
pearl necklace, yeah? Yes.
He was searching Ram over there. He could not find, and he was wearing the necklace, and everybody said, "Why is it precious?"
Very nice.
There is no Ram. No Mother Sita. Then and everybody asks, "In your body there is Ram."
Everybody got what he saying? Nahi samjha? Acha, I will tell you briefly. Very nice. Big round of applause to Prabhuji. What is your name? Anil Prabhu. Thank you, Anil Prabhu. So very nice story. So after Lord Ramachandra ji was coronated, Bhagwan ka abhishek ho gaya. Bhagwan he was coronated as the king of Ayodhya. Then Vibhishan, he donated a very precious necklace, gifted very precious necklace to Mata Sita. He gifted as a gift. And then Sita Mata gifted the same necklace to Hanumanji. Hanumanji is the son of Sita Mata. So when that necklace was received by Hanumanji was looking at the necklace. And then he was opening and then throwing. Opening and throwing. So he said, everybody was surprised, and Vibhishan also was surprised because this is very, very valuable diamond pearl necklace. He said, "Why, Hanumanji, you are breaking the necklace and throwing it in the garbage, It's not good. It's such a valuable necklace." So Hanumanji said, "I'm trying to see if this diamond has Lord Ram in it. If not, then I'll throw it in the diamond. Anything which is where I don't see my Lord is no value to me." हनुमान जी के लिए वो था। जो भगवान के भक्त है उनके जीवन में क्या रहता है? अगर भगवान नहीं तो फिर कुछ भी नहीं। So anything which we cannot use for service of Krishna, we don't accept it. So then they said, "Oh, do you think your body has Lord Ram in it?" He said, "Yeah, that is a good question. Let me try." So he just opened his chest, and you can see the Sita Ram and Lakshman. He was in whole mind, body, everything was for service of Lord Ram, right? So that is what we learn here from Hanumanji, that all our life is for service of Krishna, right? So Ram, Lakshman, Sita Manvasya. Then Sukshma Rupa Dhari Sihahi Dikhava, Vikata Rupa Dhari Lanka Jirava. Hello, good evening, Liana, Rob, Brendan, welcome. Have a seat. We'll start within the next 10 minutes. Is that okay? 10 minutes is okay? We'll just finish some of the things we are discussing. Thank you, Liana. So he says, Sukshma Rupa Dhari Sihahi Dikhava, Vikata Rupa Dhari Lanka Tarava. So when Hanumanji reached to Lanka, in front of Mata Sita, Siya Dikhawa. Hanumanji, he took a very small form, very humble position. Actually, he was a very big personality, but he was very humble. When we approach our seniors, our parents, our teachers, then we are very humble, right? Humility is a ornament actually. Humility is the people are more higher you grow, more humble you become. Shishi Gaunitai ki, Shishi Sitaram, Lakshman Hanuman ki, Shishi Radha, Rajavatsal ki, Shishi Jagannath, Shishi Baldev, Subhadramata ki, Shri Giriraj Dharan ki, Jagat Guru, Shri Prabhupada ki. So Hanumanji, when he approached to Ashok Vatika and he saw Mata Sita, then he became very humble, he became very small. He didn't want to scare Mata Sita because if he shows his big form, then Mata Sita may get afraid. So Hanumanji became very, very small. Sukshma Rupa Dhari Siyahi Dikhawa, Vikata Rupa Dhari Lanka Jarawa. But when it was a time to fight, Hanumanji acquired a Vikata Rupa, very big, Lanka Jarawa. So he punished the Ravana. So when it was required, he became very humble. When it was required to punish for the wrong things, then he took a ferocious form also. So in the life, we don't have to fight for everything and anything. Sometimes the things can be done very quietly. But sometimes in the life, you need to be angry. When Hanumanji became angry, when Ravana was using or not respecting Lord Ramachandraji. So we have to learn from this that when somebody is criticizing us, we don't have to worry about it. Doesn't matter to me because we have to be very humble and compassionate and kind. But if somebody is humiliating our Lord or somebody is humiliating near and dear ones, then we have to be really aggressive. Like in the Mahabharata war, Arjuna did not want to fight the battle of Kurukshetra. He was very compassionate. But that compassion can be a false compassion also. If a thief come to your home and he start attacking your family members and you become compassionate to the thief, is that a good compassion or wrong compassion? That is a wrong compassion because he is hurting your family members. So at that time you might have to be aggressive, right? But for the small things we don't have to be aggressive in the life. So that is what we learn here from Hanumanji. फिर हनुमान जी further says Bhima Rupa Dhari Asura Sahare Ramachandra ke Kaj Savare. So here Hanumanji Bhima Rupa means very, very huge, humongous form, and he destroyed all the demoniac mentalities, they were destroyed. Ramachandra ke Kaj Savare. So to work for his beloved Lord Shri Ramachandra ji, Hanumanji acquired he did whatever is required to be done at that time. So he used his intelligence, he used his strength, he uses all the knowledge, everything was used for right cause. Then Laya Sanjeevan Lakhana Jiaye Shri Rukbir Harshi Uralai. So in the battle between Ram and Ravana, Ravana is the evil side and Lord Ramachandra is the virtuous side. So there was a battle, and in the battle, Lakshmana was wounded by Ravana's son, Indrajit. Lakshmanaji became unconscious. And then there was a Ayurvedic doctor. What was his name? Doctor ka naam kya tha? What was the name of the doctor? Sushena Vaidya. Sushena, in olden times also there were doctors, But those doctors were practicing herbal medicine. Currently, we have allopathic medicine. So this doctor, his name was Sushen Vaidya, he was called upon in the battle. And he said, Lakshmanji can be saved if Sanjeevani Bhuti, this is the very special herb which is found in Himalayas. So he said that if somebody can bring the Sanjeevani, then Lakshmanji can be saved. So Hanumanji was given this task to go and find Sanjeevani. Now Hanumanji doesn't know what a Sanjeevani looks like, right? When he went to Himalayas, he saw so many green plants. He said, now what is Sanjeevani? I have never seen it in my life, right? So what do I do now? So, somebody gives you a task to complete, and then there are two kinds of people. There are three kinds of people actually. One is that you have to tell them what to do and they will do it. This is first type. Second time is you tell them, but they will find an excuse. They will never do it. And third type is that without telling, they understand what is the message of this. And they will complete the job. They understand the whole process. So you have to be understanding that, okay, my employer or my boss wants this, and they know exactly what is required to be done, and they will do it. So Hanumanji knew exactly what is to be done. So he didn't find excuse. Now he had excuse. What was the excuse for Hanumanji? Oh, I do not know. I have no knowledge about the allopathy or the plants. So he would have come back. What is the reason? He would have said, oh, I do not know. But Hanumanji did not find any excuse because he knew that the task has to be completed without finding any excuse. So Hanumanji, what did he do? He lifted the whole thing. And he said, okay, if I don't know, I'm going to lift everything and take it to my doctor, and he will find out whatever it is. So he lifted the whole mountain thing and he brought it to Sushen Vaidya. So, Laya Sanjeevana Lakhan Jiaye Shri Raghubir Harshi Urlai. So, seeing Hanumanji completing the task without finding an excuse, Hanumanji was, Lord Ramachandraji was very happy and he hugged Hanumanji. So he says, Lai Sanjeevana Lakhan Jiaye Shri Raghubir Harshi Urlai. Then Hanumanji, what is the said? Can you read? Rata Samabhai. So Raghupati means Lord Ramachandra. Hare Krishna, welcome. So Lord Ramachandra kini bahut badai. When his task was completed, then Lord Ramachandra ji was very happy. And he said that, Tuma mama priya Bharata Samabhai. You are just like my brother Bharat. So Hanumanji was appreciated for his work, and he said, you are as dear to me as Bharat. Now Lakshmanji was with Hanumanji. So you could have said that Tuma mama priya Lakshmana Samabhai. But he used the word Bharat Samabhai. Why did he use Bharat and not Lakshman? So Lakshmanji was all the time with Lord Ramachandra. But Bharat was away from Lord Ramachandra. And still he was carrying out the Lord Ramachandraji's order. So that is why Bharatji is respected more, because he did, even though he was in Ayodhya, he did not stay in the palace. He stayed in a very humble environment. He was a king at that particular time. But even being a king, he did not live the royal life. He was like simple living, high thinking. That was his principle. So looking at his living lifestyle of very simple life, he was blessed by Lord Ramachandraji. Then Sahasa Badana Tumro Yashagave Asapa Kahi Sipati Kantha Lagave. Sahasa Vadana Tumro Yashagave. So thousands of headed Shesha, Ananta Shesha is glorifying Hanumanji. So everybody glorifies the people who do proper job, good job, right? If you do your work properly, everybody is going to glorify, right? If you find excuses, nobody's going to glorify you. So this is Hanumanji's example, that he did his work with 100%, or you can say 1000% efficiency. So everybody was glorifying Hanumanji. Asa kahi Shripati Kantha lagave. It says Sanakadik Brahmadi Munisha Narad Sarad Sahita Isha. So here are the famous personalities who are glorifying Hanumanji for the work he has done. So who are the people? So 4 Kumara, Sanakadik Kumara, then Brahma, then Narada. Sharada means Saraswati. Ahisha means Sheshna, Ananta Shesh. So everybody is glorifying Hanumanji's work because Hanumanji is doing his work with full efficiency. So everybody is glorifying it. There is Yama Kuber Dikpal Jahate Kabi Kobid Kahi Sake Kahate. So Yama means Yamraj, Kuber means the treasurer of wealth. Then Dikpal. Dikpal means the presiding deity of all the 8 directions. They call Dikpal. Kabi Kovid Kahi Sakai. Kabi means the poets, Kovid means the people who recite the poem. So says everybody is glorifying your glories, your wonderful work. Tuma upakara sugrivi kina Rama milaya rajpatatina. So in the Kishkinda Kand, Sugriv, when he saw Lord Ramachandra ji, Sugriv misunderstood Lord Ramachandra, thinking that they are here to kill him. But Hanumanji is very intelligent. He knows how to interpret the things. So when he saw Ram and Lakshman, then he explained to Sugriv, oh, they are your well-wishers. They are not here to hurt you, right? So, Tuma upakara Sugrivikina. He united Lord Rama with Sugriv, or Sugriv with Lord Ram. And then Sugriv was coronated as king, right? So that was the intelligence of Hanumanji. Tumaro mantra vibhishana mana Lankeshwara bhai sabha jagajana. So when Hanumanji went to Lanka, there he saw Vibhishan. And Vibhishan also was united to Lord Ramachandra ji by Hanumanji actually. When Vibhishan surrendered to Lord Ramachandra, came to surrender to Lord Ramachandra, Lakshmanji said, oh, he is the brother of Ravana, don't trust him. But then Hanumanji says, no, I know this person is a devotee of yours. So he united Hanumanji with Ramachandra. Then says, Yuga Sahastra Yojana Par Bhanu Lilotahi Madhuru Falajanu. This is a pastime of Hanumanji, where Hanumanji jumps over towards the sun. Everybody remembers the pastime? Actually, this verse is very scientific verse. How this is scientific, I'm to show you. This verse was composed by Tulsidas ji 500 years ago, and it measures the distance between the sun and the earth actually. So according to NASA calculation, and this calculation is exactly, so currently NASA calculates what is the distance between sun and the earth? So the distance between the sun and earth is, okay, here is the distance. This is from my research work, so which I have done a little bit of the research, but the font is very small. I will try to enlarge the fonts, and then we'll pause because we have a special guest here. Brendan is here. We are going to welcome him. Just give me 1 second. I hope I can enlarge the fonts for benefit of all of us. And then we will do our guest introduction here. I hope somehow the fonts are smaller, but I'm going to increase the size of the font. Can you see that? No, you cannot because I have to save it now. Okay. So distance between the sun and the earth is measured here. So Juga Sahasra Yojan. The verse says what? Juga, Sahasra and Yojan. Juga means what? So one Juga is 12,000 celestial years. देवताओं के जो 1000 वर्ष, देवताओं का जो एक युग है वो 12,000 साल का रहता है. 12,000 years of Devta in the higher planetary system is 12,000 years. Then Sahasra means 1,000. So 12,000 multiplied by 1,000. And then Yojana. One Yojana is 8 miles. So the total is how much? What is this number? 9 billion 60 million miles, right? And then 1 mile is 1.6 kilometers. So if you multiply that, it comes to 15 billion 36 million kilometers. And that is what exactly the today's distance, approximate distance NASA has calculated this one. So this verse, which was composed by Tulsidas ji, comes very close to the distance measured by NASA. It says Yuga Sahasra Yojan par Bhanu. Bhanu means sun. Yuga Sahasra Yojan. Yojan is the mile. So he has multiplied Yuga, Sahasra and Yojan, and he put the number there. And that is exactly the number which his current science also believes in that. Okay. With that, we'll pause here and we'll welcome our guest. Let's give a big round of applause to Brendan. Brendan Hyatt is here. Please come. Both, all of you, please come. Liana is also here. Rob is also here. So I'd like to welcome everybody. Please, let's give them a big round of applause. I'm going to stop here. Thank you, Brendan. Thank you so much. Just stand here and I'll introduce you to everybody. I have brief introduction about Brendan here. I'm going to read. And then everybody knows Brendan? No?
This is Brendan.
So I have written some brief introduction about Brendan. So, yeah, anybody standing outside, please call them. So we'll glorify the Brendan today. So, by the way, Liana is a very good friend of mine. Thank you, Liana, for coming.
Good to see you again.
Rob is also a good friend. When this temple was being constructed, Liana and Rob were very helpful. The whole team of TBT Engineering has helped us, so we are very grateful to you. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. It's a beautiful, beautiful testament to your faith and the community that you serve.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So here is a brief introduction. Everybody may know that Brendan is a candidate for upcoming federal election from the behalf of Conservative Party, and he's a leader, dedicated leader over the 20 years, and he has a deep understanding about our community. He is currently serving Thunder Bay Rainy River riding in various capacities, and he has proven track record. He has a team of more than 300 employees. He's looking after so many people, and he looks after a multi-million budget. He demonstrates his leadership skills through his connectingness to the community and through his professional work. And he has served Deputy Rev of Township of Laval, and he's the Director of Education for Northwest Catholic District School Board. These are some of his achievements, and he has many more, so he's going to tell us more about himself. Thank you very much. So I'll give you the microphone so you can address. Here for you. Yes, correct. Okay.
Good evening. I'm truly honored and grateful to be invited to speak to you this evening here at the Vedic Center. It's beautiful and I appreciate it very much. So as I said, my name is Brendan Hyatt. I'm a proud family man, a lifelong Northerner, and someone who believes deeply in community, service, and results. So a little bit more about who I am than just what the biography says on my website. So I grew up in a little town called Barwick, a small northern Ontario hamlet in a family of 7. Life wasn't very easy, but it was honest. Every Saturday during the school year, my siblings and I were up early, off to the bush or farm to cut wood to heat our home, clear land, or hunt to put food on our tables. Meat was a luxury for us, and I don't ever recall eating much store-bought meat. Wild game was the typical fare. That was the life that my brothers and I got used to very early in life. My sisters, on the other hand, including Leanna, stayed home with Mom, and they did all the housework, chores, and cleaning, and picking up after their not-so-neat brothers. My sister would be more than happy to tell you how much she loved having to do that for her brothers. We ate canned or frozen vegetables grown in a garden that left little room for grass, and that life shaped who I became, grounded, hardworking, and deeply grateful for what I had. When I graduated from Fort Francis High School, my parents didn't really give us much of an option about where we would go away to school. So Lakehead University for me and my older sister, and Confederation College for my two brothers and twin sister. Yes, I am a twin, but it's not Leanna, even though we do look like twins.
Yeah.
Well, at Lakehead, I met my wife. I've been married to my wife, Patty, for 33 years now. Together, we've raised 2 daughters and a son, and are now blessed with a beautiful granddaughter, Sophie, who brings me and my wife joy every single day. As I said, I am a twin, I was a coach, and I am now a grandfather. My roots run deep in family, in faith, and in this land we call home. Patty is a registered nurse with Thunder Bay Regional Satellite Dialysis Unit in Fort Francis, deeply committed to serving in the healthcare community. As I said, I did my post-secondary education here in Thunder Bay, and at one point, 3 of my siblings and I were all attending post-secondary together. A blessing for us to be sure, but even a bigger sacrifice for our parents. Money was very tight. We found affordable housing, $125 a month on Simpson Street. It wasn't fancy, but it was home. It was safe, and it was filled with good people doing their best. That same place is gone now. And that disappearance of affordable housing, of community, of opportunity, is part of why we are seeing a growing homelessness crisis here in Thunder Bay and across our region. This issue is very personal to me. After university, my wife and I moved to Toronto. My wife didn't want to go somewhere where there wasn't a mall, so we couldn't go back to Fort Francis. She liked to shop, I guess. A leap for someone raised in a tiny town moving to Toronto. It was there that I was introduced to the richness of multiculturalism, not in the textbooks or magazines that I learned from, but in the families and in the students that I served. One school I taught in had students speaking over 80 different languages and celebrating many different faiths, where I learned about Diwali and other celebrations such as Chinese New Year, and just to name a few. The food, the art, the traditions, all very beautiful to me, but also very foreign as a young man. It was truly an eye-opening and amazing experience, and it deepened my belief in the power of education to transform lives. It was also where I made it continue and enjoy lifelong relationships with friends that I consider to be more like family than just friends. Professionally, I've dedicated my entire life to education as a teacher, a principal, a superintendent, and finally, as was said, a director of education with the Northwest Catholic District School Board. I've seen the power of education to uplift, to connect, and to heal. I witnessed firsthand how important education was to people that immigrated to Canada for a better life, and watched their parents sacrifice and struggle to make sure that their children would have that better life. So let me just share one little story from my time in Toronto. At our first staff meeting of the school year, my first year, our principal had the walls covered with paper. When she removed them, there were photos of every student in our school on that wall. She asked us to place a sticky note on any of the students' pictures that we knew, whether we knew them from class or from sports out on the field or from choir or anywhere that we haven't anywhere known them. The results were very eye-opening. Some of the students in our school had a lot of connections with the staff. Some had just 1 or 2, and some of those students had no connection whatsoever with caring adults. Those were the students that we needed to see, that we needed to hear, and we needed to support. Well, we risked losing them, and none of us wanted that. Sadly, too many Canadians today feel just like those students. that I'm talking about. Unheard, governments that don't listen. I believe we need to change that. As I said, here in Thunder Bay, Rainy River, I've worn many hats. I chaired the Northern Ontario Education Leaders, which was a group of directors and superintendents working to make education better for all of our students. I was a member of the District Social Services Board, which deals with Ontario Works, Ontario Disability, paramedic services, and others. And the municipal rep on the Riverside Health Advisory Committee, working to get better health